Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to ysnlive.com. I'm DK Cottle. Tonight we have a battle of the Blue Devils for you as Western Reserve takes on McDonald here at McDonald High School. Western Reserve comes to this game 9-6 and 6-4 in MVAC play. As you see, the starting lineup here called out for the McDonald Blue Devils. And they lost their last game, did Western Reserve. Last time out on the 25th against Game Memorial. It wasn't a close one, 57-55. McDonald comes into the game 11-5 and 8-2 in MVAC play. McDonald has won 5 in a row, last beating Lordstown 77-40 just 2 days ago over there in Lordstown. Last year, Western Reserve went 11-14, 7-7 in conference play. McDonald went 12-12, also went 7-7 in conference play. Last year, these two teams met twice, and both times Western Reserve won on the 5th of January of 2024 in Berlin Center. Western Reserve won 38-27. And in McDonald, Western Reserve won at a close one, 48-46. It's also senior night here at McDonald High School. No seniors on the boys basketball team, but there were 2 cheerleaders. But Kaylee Exline and Joey Snyder were recognized before the ball game. Tonight's refs are Zakir Baraka, Ed Sapegi, and Anne-Marie Martin-Gatcho as we are about to get underway here. As it is underway, and the McDonald Blue Devils will start with the basketball. It's in the hands of Casey Miller. 3 put up and missed by Brendan Emmerich. And here comes Western Reserve now up the floor. Peyton Hartzell starting tonight for the visiting Western Reserve Blue Devils is Don Riccardi, Nico Paris, Peyton Hartzell, Josh Classic, and Connor Cochran as you see them swinging around the perimeter. And for the McDonald hometown Blue Devils, Brendan Emmerich, Casey Miller, Bray Klockner. This shot's put up and missed, and rebound goes. That was number 25. I don't have him on my roster, unfortunately. Gonna looks like it's Drew Jazak. And it is still 0-0 as you see Western Reserve bring it up. Joey also back to the starters for McDonald. Zoe Capizzello and Drew Jazak for McDonald. As you see, Western Reserve goes inside to Riccardi, back out, swinging around the perimeter. It's in the hands of Cochran. He'll go inside to Classic. Ball's out of bounds, and it'll stay with Western Reserve. 6:51 to play in inbound pass inside to Paris. He goes out to Riccardi. Top of the key inside now to Riccardi. Riccardi spin move, messes his ways up with the right hand. Can't get the fall on the rebound. Will go to Zazak. He drives in, bounce pass, beautiful bounce pass, put up and in by Joey Caprizzello. That's the first 2 points, and McDonald takes the early lead with 6:22 to play. Cardi brings it up. They're going to swing it around their perimeter, does Western Reserve. Inside to Riccardi. He's going to be fouled, and he will get 2 shots at the foul line. First foul, shots up and good, and it's 2-1. Of course, the McDonald Blue Devils are led by James Fernicelli, and Western Reserve led by Joe Sorensky, and knocks down both, and it's 2-2 now in the battle of the Blue Devils. Here comes Miller. He brings it up for McDonald. He goes straight to the basket, bounce pass inside, put up and in, and it's 4-2. Here comes Western Reserve now. Look at the tie. Goes inside, underneath. Ball's loose, picked up by Miller, and he will pass, and he'll slow down the pace as McDonald brings it up the floor. Pass over to Emmerich, the junior. He looks to drive in, puts it up with the left hand. He's fouled as he goes to the basket. And he'll get 2 shots now. Brendan Emmerich, the junior, 5'10", looking to complete. And that foul was on number 23, Josh Classic, the junior, who's 6'3". First shot's up and good. And it's now 5-2 McDonald in the battle here of the Blue Devils. Emmerich's second foul shot. Up. Knocks them both down. And it's 6-2. Here comes Riccardi and the Blue, well, Western Reserve, I should say. Can't say the nickname. They're both the Blue Devils. Swinging around to the left wing, drive in. Hartzell thinks otherwise. It's stolen by the Blue Devils, and here come Miller. Miller passes it over to Emmerich. Emmerich looks to drive in. He puts it out. Three-pointer put up, and it's missed, and the rebound is going to go to Western Reserve's Nico Paris as Riccardi brings it up. He looks to drive in to the foul line. Back out. He gives it to Hartzell. This one's drive in. Oh, it rimmed out for Classic. And here comes Emmerich. He drives into the corner, swinging around. Back out, bats to the perimeter. Another three put up. Bam! And it's 9-2. As McDonald jumps out to a 7-point lead here on a Friday night in Trumbull County. As Western Reserve swings it around the perimeter. It's in the hands of Connor Cochran. He looks to drive in. He'll pass it out now. He gives it to Hartzell. Out to Paris. Perry gives it back to Cochran. Cochran over to Hartzell. Three's put up. Off the back of the rim is Paris, and we have a whistle, and it's going to go to McDonald. 4:05 to play here in the first quarter here on YSNLive.com. Brendan Emmerich will inbound it for the Blue Devils. As we have a packed gym here tonight at McDonald High School in this conference battle. Miller brings it up for McDonald. Sets the offense, dribble through his leg, passes to the left corner as he gives it to Capello. Inside, put up, and made in, and it's 11-2. 3:47 to play. As Riccardi brings it up, he passes it over to Romine, who's now in the ball game. Three put up, and that's missed by Cochran. Rebound goes to Miller and the Blue Devil. He drives all the way, but he passes it out, gives it up, and it's the shots missed by Cap Prezzello, and here comes Western Reserve now up the floor. 3:22 to play, and we have a whistle. It's going to be on the floor. And let's wait to see who they're going to call it on. They're going to call it on Casey Miller. His first foul of the ball game. And looks like we have a timeout on the floor. 3:21 to play in the first quarter. It's McDonald 11 and Western Reserve 2. You're watching YSN Live. And welcome back here to McDonald High School as we have McDonald and Western Reserve. McDonald leads 11-2. And just to make sure we have everything correct, I did not have a number 25 listed. Drew Sajak is number 25. He's normally number 24, but he bled on his jersey a couple games ago. And he had to switch numbers as they get that to the dry cleaners. Oh, ball stolen. And here comes Chris Ragazine, who's in the ball game now for McDonald. He'll reset the offense. Goes inside to Sajak. Over to the corner now to Caprello. Sajak passes it out to Jonathan Black. This one's put up by Black, and it's just short. Rebound is going to go to Paris of Western Reserve as we bring it back up the floor. To Riccardi. Pass out to Paris. Swinging around to Riccardi now. He looks to drive in. He gives it to Romine. Swinging around is Western Reserve. 2:32 to play. Romine has the ball back. He'll back out and kind of reset the offense there by the logo. He'll give it back to Romine. This one's going to swing it around now as the McDonald defense is given Western Reserve a hard time to get inside the paint. As soon as I say that, drive into the basket goes Connor Cochran. He is fouled as he goes to the hole, and he will get 2 shots. Jonathan Black is called for the foul for McDonald. Connor Cochran, a junior guard, stands 5'11", and he looks to make it 11-4. He puts it up. And his first point of the game makes it 11-3. McDonald still leads in this battle of the Blue Devils. Cochran's second foul shot. He dribbles, puts it up, and he knocks down both, and it's 11-4. And here comes McDonald the other way. So going to drive in, back out. That was Emmerich. He'll pass it to Black, who gives it over to Capizzello. Back to Emmerich. Inside now to Zajac. Oh, they're looking for a push-out. They didn't get the call. Back out McDonald. He sets the offense. Inside to Zajac. He puzzles his way up with the left hand and gets it to go. And it's 13-4, and he now has 9 to leave McDonald here in the first quarter. We have 1:40 to play. Oh, a bad pass out of bounds. And it's going to go back to McDonald. As Peyton Hartzell went to throw it, and there was no one standing there but the scorer's table people. I guess they're sitting. Emmerich brings it up. He drives straight to the basket with the right hand. Can't get it to fall. It's too strong. Rebound goes to Paris. Cochran brings it up. Riccardi can knock down the 3. Ball out of bounds. It's going to go to McDonald. 1:16 to play. It's 13-4. As McDonald and Chris Ragazine will inbound. He gives it to Emmerich. Emmerich steps by the logo and resets the offense. He'll pass it to Black. That's Ragazine. Zajac drives in with the right hand, muscles his way to his point number 10 and 11. Less than a minute to play. It's 15-4. Peyton Hartzell gives it to Riccardi, who drives in, muscles it up, and the ball gets stuck in the rim. Brendan Emmerich will jump up, knock the ball down, back to McDonald. 43 seconds exactly to play here in the first quarter on your sports network. Capizzello inbounds it. Emmerich picks it up. Coach Francis Shelley gives him the play. He looks to drive in. He passes it over. Zajac triple. Bam! And it's 18-4, and he has 14. This Drew Zajac, the junior, who's 6'3". 22 seconds to play. Bounce it around. It's in the hands of Hartzell. Inside to Riccardi. Riccardi picked up his dribble, and he's fouled. And they're going to call that one on Drew Zajac. That'll be his first. Leads the way with 14 points for McDonald. Inbound pass for Western Reserve. Swinging around the perimeter. Riccardi looks to put it up. Picked up his dribble. Goes inside. Zajac just put his big paw up and stole it. Here comes Ragazine. Loses the basketball. Gets it back. Passes it to Zajac. Puts it up at the buzzer. And he can't get it to fall. So at the end of one here at McDonald High School, it's McDonald 18 and Western Reserve 4. You're watching your sports network. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. And welcome back here to McDonald High School as we are currently in the longest stretch between quarters I've ever seen. Normally, when I go to break, I can only get through 2 commercials, but we got through 4. But as we'll have a little bit of a recap, it's McDonald 18 as they leave their visitor Western Reserve. And so far, the leading scorer is junior Drew Zajac, who has 14 as we are about to start this second quarter. Western Reserve will start with the basketball, as Connor Cochran will inbound it. Again, it is senior night here at McDonald High School. No seniors on the McDonald Blue Devil team, but there's 2 cheerleaders with Kaylee Eskline and Zoe Snyder got recognized before we got things underway. And good luck to those girls in their endeavors. Three's put up and it's missed. That was Peyton Hartzell who put up the triple. Ball goes out of bounds and back to McDonald as we are just 12 seconds into this second quarter. Emmerich's going to inbound it. He'll give it to Miller. Miller brings it up the floor. Gives it back to Emmerich. Back and forth with Miller. Miller finally crosses the midcourt stripe. Will pass it over to Emmerich, who gives it to Klockner. Klockner drives in, lays up the right hand, up and in, and it's 20-4, and McDonald is having fun in the battle with the Blue Devils. Here comes Dom Riccardi to Cochran. Swinging it around. Back to Riccardi on the wing. Emmerich, good defense, knocked the ball out of his hands, but he recovered. Back to Hartzell now. Back to Cochran, 7:10 to play here in the first half. Cochran looks to drive in to the block, out to the corner. He gives it to Josh Classic. Classic muzzles his way to the basket. He's fouled, and he will go to the foul line. Let's see here, the foul will be called on. That's going to call on Drew Sajak, his second. Josh Classic, a junior, stands 6'3", puts up the first foul shot. Swooshes it home. And it's 20-5. And before I forget, the standings so far here in the MVAC. The second foul shot in. As you see McDonald bring it up with, in the Scarlet division, for some odd reason I can't remember which one it was. McDonald was second and Western Reserve is fourth, so both teams top. This one's drive in by Emmerich, and he knocks it in, and it's 22-5. McDonald's having fun. 6:40 to play, and that's 4 points now for Emmerich. Riccardi back out. He'll give it to Romine. Swinging around. Back and forth they go. Riccardi, three. Can't get the fall, but the rebound goes to Riccardi. He gets his own rebound, puts it up and in, and it's now 22-7. As I was a little delayed with the camera, I apologize. Three put up, and it's missed by Brady Klockner, but put back up and in, and it's now 24-7. As that would put back up and in by Joey Capizzello. And now he has 4. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Drive in, we're going to get a foul. It looks like they're going to call that on Brendan Emmerich against Dom Riccardi. So the Blue Devils inbound it. Nico Perez will check back in. He will replace Peyton Hartzell. Inbound pass for Western Reserve. They're going to swing it around the left side of the floor. Paris. Inside. Put up, and it's missed by Paris. And Emmerich gets the rebound. He brings it to the floor for McDonald. 5:35 to play. Emmerich, deep three. Bam! And it's 27-7. McDonald leads by 20, and that's 7 points now for Emmerich. Riccardi brings it up. He gives it to Romine. Back to Riccardi, who looks to drive in, makes a spin move. He'll give it to Classic. Classic now looks to make a spin move. Puts it up with the right hand. Can't get the fall off the glass. And here comes Miller and McDonald. Oh, ball's bat out of bounds by Connor Cochran. It'll stay with McDonald. As we'll have some substitutions. As Jonathan Black checks back in, he'll give Brendan Emmerich a break. 5:05 until halftime. To the corner now, to the wing I should say, swinging around. Jazak, three, boom! 30-7. And Drew now has 17 here in the first half. More than half the points for McDonald. Cochran gives it up. Riccardi back out to Cochran, who puts up his own three, and it rims out. And the rebound muscled up by Cap Pizzello with one hand. Here comes Miller. Miller drives in. And that one's stolen by Romine. And here comes Western Reserve. Inside to Cochran. Out. Romine 3. And it's just short. It's going to be saved by Cochran, but it's stolen by McDonald. And here comes McDonald up the floor. Sajak a 3 again. And he can't get this one to fall. And Western Reserve's going to slow down the pace of the game a little bit. We got 3:56 to play here in the first half. And McDonald is up 30-7. And we have a foul as Dom Riccardi went up strong. He should get 2 shots. And we have a timeout taken, which means we're going to take a timeout. You're watching WisenLive.com. McDonald 30 and Western Reserve 7. And welcome back here to McDonald High School here in Trumbull County as we come out of a timeout. It's 30-7 McDonald over Western Reserve here in this MVAC Conference battle in the Battle of the Blue Devils. And we're got some foul shots coming out of the timeout for Dom Riccardi, the senior, a guard who stands 6 foot even. And if our timeout's a little longer this evening, let's just say our friends from another media company are also in the building. First foul shot's missed by Riccardi, so if you're tuning into YSN, we appreciate it, and so do I. And Riccardi's second foul shot is up and good. It's 30-8. Here comes Miller and McDonald. 3:45 to play. He'll pounce it to Capizzello. Swinging around now. This one's in the hands of Ragazine. Ragazine looks to drive in, passes back out. It's stolen by Romine in Western Reserve. So back up the floor. Riccardi looks to drive in. He'll pass it to Cochran. Cochran stays around the corner. He'll pass it back out to Nico Paris. Now to Romine. Back to Cochran, who will set the offense there by the midcourt logo. And swinging around now. It's Classic to Cochran. Cochran inside. Back out. Across the perimeter. Romine triple. Can't get the fall on the rebounds. Grabbed by Casey Miller. And back comes McDonald away. Less than 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Swinging around the perimeter does McDonald. Inside to Zajac. Oh, he went to pass. It went out of bounds and is going to go to Western Reserve as no one was standing there but the gym doors. I have a weird sense of humor, folks. I judge me too. It's fine. Here comes Josh Classic. He will give it to Romine. Riccardi, I should say. As he gets across the midcourt stripe, McDonald goes with a tight defense. Inside to Romine. Romine can't get the fall. Rebound will be picked up by Capizzello, and here comes McDonald and Miller. Miller will pass it on over to Ragazine. And it's fouled and counted 32. I wrote on my notes that his name rhymes with magazine, and I read the wrong name. Oh, goodness. And it's 32-8. As Chris Ragazine goes to the foul line, and he gets the foul shot to go, and it's 33-8 to complete the three-point play. 2:14 to go. Here comes Riccardi. Classic now. Paris. Back to Cochran. Cochran looks to guide in. He puts up a three. Drains it! And it's 33-11. And that's 5 points now for Cochran. And that ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with McDonald. 1:46 to play here in the first half. Ragazine inbounds it. Zajac puts up the jumper, and he gets the floater to go. Well, jump, I should say. It looked like it floated in. And it's now 35-11, and that's 19 for Drew. Swinging around here. Cochran now. He'll pass it back to Romine. To Riccardi. He looks to drive in. Puts it up with the right hand. He's fouled. And he will get 2 shots from the foul line. And that's Brendan Emmerich who's called for the foul. That'll be his second of the game. His first shot's put up, and it gets the friendly roll, does Dom Riccardi. Jonathan Black. Then Brady Klockner checks back in for McDonald. 1:13 to play. It's 36-12. I should probably update the score since he made the first foul shot. And he misses the second. And the rebound's going to go to Black. Jonathan Black brings it up. He'll pass it over to Joshua Krumpak, who is a freshman, 5'9". Krumpak drives in. He's fouled. It's on the floor. It'll be on Western Reserve. 56.2 to go here in the first half. They called that one on Aiden Romine, the sophomore. That was his second. Krumpak puts up the right hand with the left hand and lays it in, and he gets his first 2 of the game. It's 37-12. Here comes Western Reserve. 41 seconds to play in the half. Cochran gives it to Romine. Romine passes it out to Paris. Back inside to Riccardi, who passes it. Saved by Romine towards the sideline. Cochran drives in. He's fouled, and he will go to the foul line for 2 shots. We have 22.3 seconds to play here in the first half here at McDonald High School. It's 37-12, and that was the first foul on Joshua Krumpak, and the first shot by Cochran is up and in. That makes it 37-13. Peyton Hartzell checks back in, and Riccardi's back in. And Cochran knocks down both of them. That makes it 37-14. Krumpak up the floor for McDonald. 16 seconds to play. He looks to drive, and he'll pass it off to Ragazine. Ragazine drives in, puts it up with the right hand. Can't get the friendly roll. Saved by McDonald. Put up at the buzzer. No. It's bouncing around across the floor, and that'll end the first half here in McDonald. The McDonald Blue Devils lead the Western Reserve Blue Devils 37-14 in this MVAC battle here on YSNLive.com. So far, the story of the game is junior Drew Zajac. He's got 19 points to lead McDonald. So we'll be back here with the third quarter. But until then, we have some messages from our friends that help keep YSN Live on the air. Until the third quarter, folks, I'm DK Kotzel. And welcome back here to McDonald High School. I'm DK Kotzel here in YSN as we have the battle of the Blue Devils here in the MVAC as Western Reserve and McDonald do battle. It's 37-14, and McDonald will start the third quarter as Casey Miller will got the ball. He'll pass it over. Miller now drive in, put up and in by Joey Capizzello, and it's 39-14. That's 6 points now for Capizzello. 7.5 to play here in the third quarter as we're just underway here in the second half. Cochran puts it up and in, and it's 39-16. Cochran now has 9. He leads Western Reserve. As you see, McDonald goes back and forth here on the right side. Miller, he'll give it over to Emmerich. Now to Capizzello. Emmerich looks to drive in to the corner, back around to Miller. Miller back to Emmerich, over there by the logo. He'll go towards the left. Now he looks to drive in. He'll pass it to the corner. 3 put up. Boom! Brady Klockner knocks down a triple, and it's 42-16 as McDonald's having some fun in the battle of the Blue Devils. Hartzell, he gives it to Paris. Paris looks to drive in, muscles his way up, puts it up, and it's rejected by Zajac. And it's out of bounds. It'll stay with Western Reserve. Good defense there by Drew Zajac. And he leads the McDonald Blue Devils with 19 points. Beating with Western Reserve on his own. Inbound pass is stolen by McDonald. Capozella puts it up, and he can't get the front of the rope, but the putback was put up by Emmerich. He couldn't get it to go, but he was fouled in the attempt. And he will go to the foul stripe. Brendan Emmerich, a junior who stands 5'10", has 7 points, so he's looking for points 8 and 9. It is senior night here at McDonald High School. No seniors on the basketball roster. First shot's put up by Emmerich. He gets it to go. 43-16, but there are two cheerleaders we would like to recognize. Kaylee Exline and Zoe Snyder, as they were recognized in the gym before we started the broadcast. Good luck to those ladies in their future endeavors. Zajac bats inside, spin move, puts it up, and it's off the side of the backboard, and here comes Western Reserve now. Riccardi, ball goes out of bounds as Nico Perez couldn't get it and tried to save it, but it touched the baseline, so back to McDonald. Inbound will come from Joey Capozella. Paris will take a seat. He's going to be replaced by Jackson Young, a junior, who's 6'7". Emmerich drives in, pass inside to Zajac, stolen by Cochran, Western Reserve. Cochran, triple. Bam! And it's 43-19. As Western Reserve having the momentum here in the third quarter, try to get the comeback going. Emmerich to Zajac, back to Miller. Miller goes to the legs. He looks to drive in. Zajac from the left corner, and he missed it. Saved by McDonald, but it'll go out of bounds back to Western Reserve. 5:33 to play here in the third quarter on your sports network. Bunch of games on the network tonight. Always busy on a Friday night here in late January. Remember, folks, February's tomorrow. Cochran, he gives it to Classic. Classic thought about putting it up on the foul line. Gives it back to Hartzell. Cochran, deep three off the front of the rim. And a one-handed rebound by Zajac. And he brings it up. He'll pass it over to Emmerich. Emmerich brings it up the floor. He looks to drive in. He'll pass it to the left corner. Three put up. Boom! Brady Klockner knocks down the triple. And it's 46-19 as McDonald's having fun here on their home floor tonight. Cochran puts another triple. He gets that one to go. And it's 46-22. Cochran now has 15 for Western Reserve. We have a full timeout taken by McDonald. You are watching YSNLive.com in the Battle of the Blue Devils. It's McDonald 46 and Western Reserve 22. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back here to McDonald High School as it's the Blue Devils and the Blue Devils. McDonald takes on Western Reserve as Casey Miller and McDonald brings it up. It's 46-22. Zajac out to Miller. Miller triple. Bam! And McDonald's now up 49-22 with 4.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Cochran, who leads the way, stolen by Zajac. Fast break, he'll pass it over, lays it up, and in goes Joey Capozella, and it's 51-22. Here comes Riccardi. Give it to Cochran. Cochran leads the way with 15 for Western Reserve. He goes inside. And Jackson Young gets his first two of the game and makes it 51-24. Miller passes it out of bounds to a fan. Back to Western Reserve. Dom Riccardi, the senior, will inbound it. Only two seniors on this Reserve team. Jack Darney, who's out tonight, and then Ricard is. Once put up by Young. Can't get the fall. It goes out of bounds. And they're going to give it to, it stays with McDonald. We have a timeout taken, which means we're going to take another timeout. It's 51-24 McDonald. 3:46 to go here in the third quarter. You are watching YSNLive.com. And welcome back here to YSNLive.com. We have 3:46 to play in the third quarter between McDonald and Western Reserve. It's 51-24 McDonald. As Romine gets the ball on the inbound pass, he lays it up with the left hand. He's fouled, and he will go to the foul stripe. They called that one on Chris Ragazine, who's in the ball game. Chris is a junior who stands 5'10". Hayden Romine, the sophomore guard, will go to the foul line. He puts up the first foul shot, and he gets it to go. That makes it 51-25, makes it a 26-point game. Romine gets the second. And it's back to a 25-point game. Miller brings it up. Miller looks to drive in. He gives it to that's Jonathan Black, who's in the ball game now. Put up and in by Crumpack, who's in the game. Ball's out of bounds, and it'll go to Western Reserve as the shot by Joshua Crumpack went out of bounds. 3:20 to play here in the quarter. Here comes Cochran in Western Reserve. Swinging it around. Romine's on the ground. Passes out to Cochran. Now under Riccardi. Good save there. This one's put up. That one was missed by Classic. And here comes Black and McDonald. From the corner. Three. It rims out for Ragazine, and here comes Cochran in Western Reserve now. Pass inside. There's a foul, hard foul as Peyton Hartzell hits the floor. And Ragazine's on the floor for McDonald. Both are helped up. It looks like Chris Ragazine is going to need some medical attention, which means we're going to take a break here in YSN. McDonald leads 51-26, and we will be back once the medical team checks out Ragazine. All right, folks, we're back. Chris Ragazine was able to walk up to the bench on his own power. He was limping, some type of low body injury, so hopefully nothing too serious, and we will see him back in the game. So we're going to start out of the break. We have 2:46 to go, and Peyton Hartzell will take some foul shots for Western Reserve. Puts up the first one, gets it to go, and it's 51-27, and that was the first point for Hartzell. He's looking for point number 2. And he misses. And the rebound goes to Jonathan Black. He gives it to Miller, who brings it up for McDonald. McDonald drives in, passes it out. He'll give it to Caprizello, to Crumpack. Now to Crumpack, that was Jonathan Black. Joshua Crumpack looks to drive in. He drives to the basket, puts it up. Can't get the fall, and the rebound is going to go to Romine, and we have a whistle. And they're going to call the foul on Joshua Crumpack. That'll be his third already. And looks like he's going to take a seat, and Brendan Emmerich will come back into the ballgame. Swinging around. And it's stolen by Miller and McDonald. 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Klockner. Capizello now. Back to Miller. Miller can't get in. He drives in now. Picked up his dribble. Spin move, jump shot. Can't get the fall. Rebound goes to Cochran in Western Reserve. 1:40 to play. Oh, nice spin move by Riccardi, and that makes it 51-29. And we have a technical foul. No, we're just going to re-inbound it. It looks like they called a foul on Peyton Hartzell, his second. On the, just the way the ref moved his hands, I thought he said technical, but he didn't. Caprizzello passes it to Klockner. Emmerich out to Black. Black passes it up, puts up, and it's fouled. Is Joey Caprizzello, and he'll get 2 shots at the line. And they're going to call that one on Dom Riccardi. His first. He does have 8 points. Joey Caprizzello to the foul line. He has 8 points for McDonald. So he's looking for points 9 and 10. He can't get number 9, so we'll try to get number 9 with this second shot. 1:22 to play here in the third quarter. His MVA battle. And Caprizzello gets the second to fall, and it's 52-29. Both of these teams are in the top 4 of the MVAC Scarlet Division. McDonald is in second. Western Reserve is in fourth. Hartzell gives it to Cochran. Cochran looks to drive in. He back out. And swinging around this one to Riccardi. Back, that drive in, missed by Classic. Ball's in the ground, picked up by McDonald and Miller. Miller comes fast across the floor. He'll give to Emmerich. Emmerich from the corner. Splash! And it's 55-29, McDonald. And Emmerich now has 11 as he's in double digits. Cochran brings it up for Western Reserve. 37 seconds to play in the quarter. Riccardi. Bad pass. It's saved before it went over the midcourt stripe by Classic. Back to Riccardi, who gives it to Hartzell. Cochran again. 19 seconds to play in the third quarter. Cochran drives in, lays it up, can't get the fall. Rebound goes out of bounds. It's going to go off Western Reserve, so back to McDonald. And we have 13.4 seconds to play. And we have some substitutions. It looks like Nico Pears will check back in. He will give Romine a break. And just some history on McDonald. They were the state runners-up in 2021 in men's basketball. 9 seconds to play. They swing it around. Emmerich. McDonald's going to play for the last shot. He looks to drive in. He gives it to Zajac. Puts it up at the buzzer, and he can't get it to fall. So at the end of 3 here in McDonald. McDonald leads the Battle of the Blue Devils here in the MVAC, 55-29. We will be back. And welcome back here for the start of the fourth quarter here on YSNLive.com. I'm DK Kotzel as we have the Battle of the Blue Devils. Here in the MVAC Conference Scarlet Division, McDonald leads their visitors, Western Reserve, 55-29. We have 8 minutes to go. And so far, Drew Zajac leads with 19 points for McDonald. And Connor Cochran has 15 for Western Reserve. And Dom Riccardi will start it out for Western Reserve in the fourth quarter. He gives it to Cochran. Cochran, 3, jumps out, rebound. Goes to Zajac, who quickly passed it to Miller. Miller brings it up. He'll give it to Caprizzello, who gives it right back to him. And now Miller over to Emmerich, out by the logo. Looks like McDonald's going to slow down the pace a little bit with the big lead. 7:35 to play in the game. Emmerich drives in, and he's going to be fouled. He's pushed. Looks like that might be off the ball. Nope. Let's see who they're going to call the push on. They called it on Josh Classic, the junior, who stands 6'3". That is his third foul of the ball game. Miller inbounds it. He finds Caprizzello. Thought about a triple quickly, but he drives in, puts it up, banks it in. And it's 57-29. Cochran now for the Devils. Oh, for Western Reserve Devils. They're both the Devils. Has Hartzell. Gives it back to Cochran as he went through the paint. Cochran picked it up. He gives it to Riccardi. Back to Josh Classic across the perimeter. Paris now. Nico Paris puts it with the right hand. Can't get the fall. Rebound goes to Casey Miller and McDonald. He brings up the floor fast. Bounce pass. It's going to be stolen by Western Reserve, and it finally ends up in the hands of Peyton Hartzell. And we have a push foul. It looks like they're going to call it on Drew Zazak, who has 19, his third foul in the game. And now you're going to have Riccardi inbound it. Cochran brings it up. 6:40 to play in the ball game. Nico Paris. Three's put up off the side of the rim for a classic. And here comes Emmerich and McDonald now. And we're going to have a foul. We're going to call it on Connor Cochran on the foul, blocking foul. So McDonald inbounded underneath their basket. 6:25 to play here in McDonald. And pass goes to Zajac. He gives it out to Miller. Miller to the corner. Capizzello inside to Zajac. Spin move, muscles it up. He's fouled. He will go to the foul stripe. And he will look for points 20 and 21. And that infraction was called on. Joshua Classic, his fourth. One more, he's going to take a seat. And the foul shot's good, and it's 58-29. That's 20 points now for Drew. Second foul shot. And he gets the second one to bounce in. 59-29, 30-point lead for McDonald. 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Riccardi. Oh, it's almost thrown by Emmerich, but we're going to have an over and back. As Classic tried to save it, but he slid across the midcourt stripe, so back to McDonald. 5:54 to play here in the ball game. You are watching YSNLive.com. Casey Miller gets the call from Brendan Emmerich. He goes to the left. He passes inside to Zajac, who drives in, muscles it up. Too strong off the backboard, and the rebound is going to go to Romine in Western Reserve. He gives it to Riccardi, who brings it up. 5.5 to play. Riccardi drives in with the right hand, kisses it up the glass, and it's 59-31. That's 10 points now for Riccardi. Second Western Reserve Blue Devil into double digits. Capizzello. He looks to drive in. He passes it over. We have a foul. Offensive foul, a charge on Joey Capizzello. That'll be his first. So back to Western Reserve. 5:06 to play in the game. Emmerich and Knocker. Klockner comes out of the ball game for McDonald. Cochran brings it up. Cochran, deep three, splash! 59-34, and now Cochran has 18 for Western Reserve. Emmerich gives it to Capizzello. Jonathan Black's back in the ball game for McDonald now. 4:40 to go. McDonald fans having some fun. Oh, it's stolen by Cochran. And back up the floor comes Western Reserve. Cochran goes to his right. Pick set by Young. Cochran to the basket. He's fouled, and he will get 2 shots at the foul line. So Connor Cochran, the junior, guard, stands 5'11", will look for points. 19 and 20 from the line, and that foul was called on Casey Miller, his third, and Cochran can't get the first shot to fall. Second foul shot. He gets it to go, and it makes it 59-35 McDonald. And Miller brings it up. We got 4:23 to play in the ball game. Oh, it's going to be stolen by Western Reserve and Riccardi. He can't handle it, but there's a whistle. It'll be on the floor. Both teams have 3 fouls in the quarter. And Riccardi's going to inbound it underneath the basket. And that foul was called on Jonathan Black, his second. Riccardi goes inside. It's going to be stolen by McDonald and Zajac. He passes it to Miller. Miller to the corner as Ragzine's back in the game. Nice to see after he had that injury earlier in the half. Miller. He'll pass it to Black, who puts it up and in. And McDonald has eclipsed the 60-point mark. They're up 61-35. 3.5 to play in the game. Ball's going to be stolen by Black. Fast break, lays it up. Oh, he missed it, but it's rebounded by Miller. Can't get it back, and Cochran gets the ball back for Western Reserve. He thought about a deep three. To the corner, Paris. Bam! 61-38. 3 points now for Paris. His first points of the ball game. 3:11 to play now for in the ball game, Capozzello. He'll take it back out, kind of slow down the pace of the game. 3 minutes exactly to play. Over to Ragzine. Nice behind. Oh, ball's going to go out of bounds as Miller went to pass it to Zajac, and it went out of bounds. We got some substitutions. Brady Schobel's going to come in for McDonald. I'm trying to see who else checked in. And we have a timeout on the floor, which means we're going to take a timeout. You're watching YSN Live in the Battle of the Blue Devils. McDonald leads 61-38 over Western Reserve. And welcome back here to McDonald High School as we have Western Reserve and McDonald. It's 61-38, 2:49 to play here in the ball game as Western Reserve. As we have some unrostered players, unfortunately, on the floor now for Western Reserve. 33 puts it up, can't get the fall. Rebound will go to Western Reserve, but it goes out of bounds off Western Reserve, and it'll go back to McDonald. Jaden Hall was the last player, the freshman, 5'8", to touch it for Western Reserve. Mason Marvin brings it up now for McDonald as we have some younger guys in. Joshua Krumpak back to Marvin. Strobel, comeback, drives in, he's fouled. He will get 2 shots from the foul line. 2:13 to play here on YSN. Jonathan Black goes to the line. He's a 6-foot even junior. Puts up the first shot, gets it to go. It's 62-38. Each team has 4 fouls in the quarter. Black off the front of rim. And the rebound's going to go to Western Reserve. That was number 20. That's Logan Work. But stolen right back by McDonald. As they're going to swing it around. It's in the hands of Quinn Schmidt. And we have a timeout taken by McDonald. And that was just pretty much for a substitution. As Nick Larson will come back in, a freshman. Called the timeout just to get some of the younger players in, with the score being what it is. Minute 57 to go. Marvin now. He'll give it over to number 14 on McDonald. Unfortunately, he's also an unrostered player. And drive in, missed. That was Nick Larson. Yeah, sometimes when the scores, folks, get up into around the 30-point range in the end, you'll put in some of the freshmen who will dress for varsity. Normally won't see as much action, so they're not quite listed on the roster, so we'll bear with it. And obviously, any apologies to the athletes. 33 for Western Reserve, misses the triple. And Nick Larson steps on the line as he got the rebound, so back to Western Reserve. 1:28 to play here in McDonald. Inbound pass. Goes to Jaden Hall. Inside to Young. Young puts it up, missed. Rebound. Goes to Quinn Smith. Now to Brady Schobel for McDonald. 1:11 to play in the ball game. Oh, he almost had an over and back. He gets close to that line. We're going to reach in foul on Jalen Hall. It'll be his first. And that'll send that'll send Quinn Smith to the foul line. 1:07 to play. He's looking to get points 1 and 2. Puts up the first shot. And he can't get the fall, so it'll remain 62-38. Quinn is a freshman who stands 5'10". Gets the second to fall, and he gets his first point of the game. 1:06 to go. As Logan Work brings it up the floor, he'll give it over to Sean Cochran, who's in the game now. Cochran puts up a three. Splash! 63-41 is Sean Cochran. The freshman gets a triple. 45 seconds to play in the ball game. And Schmidt and McDonald will kind of slow it up. Looks like might try to eat the clock. To Nick Larson. He'll give it over to Mason Marvin. Swinging around to the McDonald Blue Devils. And 22 seconds to play. McDonald's just going to try to run the clock out, and we have a whistle, so we will have some foul shots. So as we have a break in the action, as we wait for some foul shots. From number 14, he's an unrostered player for McDonald on my roster, so another younger guy getting some action here in the lopsided score. He puts up the first foul shot. Hit off the front of the rim. So coming up next for these teams, on the 4th, McDonald will host Ohio, Waterloo. And Western Reserve will go home on the 4th as 14 knocks down the foul shot. And up the floor they come. They will host Lowville on the 4th. 12 seconds to play. Threes put up. Splash! As Sean Cochran knocks down another three. It's 64-44. 2 seconds to play. And that'll end your ball game here on YSN. McDonald beats their conference rival in the Battle of the Blue Devils. They win 64-44. And they will move to 12-5 and 9-2 in conference. Western Reserve will fall to 9-7 and 6-5 in conference. Like I said, coming up next for these teams, Western Reserve will go home on the 4th and will host Lowville. And McDonald will stay right here at home and they will play Waterloo. This has been a production of YSN, and leading scorer tonight, don't forget that, Drew Sajak had 21 for the McDonald Blue Devils. So the Battle of the Blue Devils tonight goes to McDonald. They beat Western Reserve 64-44. You have been watching YSNLive.com. I'm DK Kotzel. Thanks for joining, everyone. So long, everybody.